Yeah, no big surprise. The pitching really did its harm to this team. I just feel like the Marlins hitting pretty darn good, but the execution was not there. It was just not there today. And the Marlins get swept by the Diamondbacks 6-4 on Thursday. And I think I knew it since yesterday. I think I said to you guys, don't be surprised if it's swept, and I wouldn't be surprised if it was swept. And we did get swept. The Diamondbacks are a good team. They are a good team. However, I will love to see more of runners scoring positions to actually score. Most, if not all, the innings, okay? Most, if not all, the innings. We have a runner scoring position. Every inning. When you watch this game, which a lot of you have, none of them are 1, 2, 3 innings. None of them are 1, 2, 3 innings whatsoever. I think the only inning that is exception of a runners at second is probably the bottom of the eighth. But none of them capitalize. Okay, Edward Cabrera didn't have a great game. Eduardo Rodriguez, on the other hand, look, this is how it starts. Carroll strikes out. That'll be a good start. Except here's one problem: a wild pitch, and Brantley lost the baseball, and Carroll's able to reach first really easily. And he stole second, and he stole third. Sacrifice fly from Perdomo. That's 1-0 Arizona. And this is still, even though we struck him out, by that point, then becomes 1 out. It should have been 1 out on a strikeout, but it's not. It just wasn't. And Smith hits a home run, and he crushed it to right. It's now all of a sudden 2-0 Arizona. Pretty bad. Bottom of the first, X thought he had a good game. X single to right. Norby that grounded up for the fielder's choice. But there was an error. So still, there's nobody out because Tawa made a pretty error throw. Initially called out on a transfer. Clayton McCullough challenged, and it was a successful challenge. So runner at second is safe. Edwards was safe. But Lopez struck out swinging. However, Wagman with the big double. It was a ground rule double. That ball bounces over. I really wish it didn't because that would have tied it up. At least I feel like it would have tied it up. But it's a ground rule double. X was able to score. Norby's at third. Welcome back, Connor Norby. But the next two batters struck out swinging. That's the luck. That's pretty much the luck. And Cabrera got himself some problems in the top of the second. He was able to get out of that. A fielder's choice, we did get somebody out, but no double play. Could not get a double play in. Tawa was hit by a pitch, but struck out looking punch outs. Great pitches by Cabrera. Bottom of the second, Brantley hit a baseball. Edwards Edwards single to right, and Norby struck out swinging. Opportunity wasted. Perdomo walk. Smith hits a double. Top of the third. 3-1 Arizona. And the rest of the inning, grounded pitcher struck out swinging. Lopez then singled to right. Wagner struck out swinging. Stowers singled to right. There's a guy at second. Myers had line out to third. To center. Lopez goes to third. And Code 9 fouled out. Top of the fourth. I feel like this is where we lost this game. Thomas flied out to left. Tawa walked. Tawa then stole second. Herrera flied out to left. That keeps Tawa at second. But then Corbin Carroll, of course, single to right. That allows Tawa to score. Carroll stole second. And then Perdomo hits a single to center, which would be a 5-1 advantage for Arizona. That would be a game-winning RBI right there. Game-winning hit for Perdomo. Top of the fourth, we could not get our fifth points, no matter how hard we try. But Sanoa hits a big double. And then Brantley gets an RBI single to left, which will allow Sanoa to score as 5-2. Brantley goes to second, the wild pitch, but nothing good happened out of that. And then Naylor, of course, he crushed it to right. I'm hoping every time he hits that baseball sharp to the right, I'm hoping foul. But no, it stays fair. 6-2 Arizona. And this is Henriquez pitching now because Cabrera just cannot have that command. I feel like bottom of the fifth, though. It was a tough inning, and we had our chances. Wagner was safe on a throwing error by Suarez. It was a wild throw. Stowers reached on an infield single, so 2 men on. Myers flied out to right. Wagner goes to third. Conine then lined out, which was a fucking robbery. My God, what a catch. What a freaking catch that was in the infield. And then the wild throw, Wagner goes second, but Sanoha popped out. Oh my God. Top of the 6th. Good start. Herrera out, Carroll out, but 3 walks in a row. 3 walks in a row. Now Perdomo goes to second because of an engagement for the 3rd time. Now in prior 2023 or 22, I forgot which year this was implemented. I'm pretty sure it was one of those 2 years. I'm pretty sure it was 23. They added the rule where the engagement to first to try to pick them off, you only do it 2 times. He did it the 3rd time, and he was able to go to second, Perdomo. But 2 walks in a row, Henriquez lost his command. He had to be relieved of his duties. So Bacher comes in, and he popped up Gurriel. Great. But bottom of 6, our best chance. This was our best chance right here. Brantley reached on a bunt. Great bunt. Edwards struck out looking. Whatever. Thompson then comes in to pitch. Norby singled to left. Lopez struck out swing. Jesus Sanchez comes in to hit for Wagaman. And he was this close to hitting a home run. What did I say yesterday? Every time we get a long ball, it stays in the park. But no problem for Arizona. And Sanchez couldn't just miss that home run by a couple of inches. And the center fielder caught the baseball on a warning track. Oh, my goodness. That would have tied the game, too. Just can't do it. Top of the 7th, though. Only a walk, but that's pretty much it. Bottom of the 7th, though. Good chances there. Stowers unfortunately struck out swing. Matt Mervis comes in to pinch hit for Myers. Mervis grounded the first. Conine then kept the inning alive with the walk. Sanoha singled to center. But then they brought in Liam Hicks to pinch hit for Brantley, who had a good game. He had 3 hits today. But he walked. And then Edwards comes in, and he works a walk. So there's 4 men on, and he walks. So it's 6-4 Arizona. And then Norby struck out looking. He should have swung. I feel like he should have swung. He's better than that. The pitches were in the zone. Those were, I think, his pitches. He didn't swing, and he was punched out. Blown opportunity. This was definitely our biggest chance. The bottom of 7. So forget the bottom of 6. Now that I think about it, bottom of 7 was our best. Those were his pitches. He didn't swing. Top of the 8th, only a walk. That's pretty much it. Bottom of the 8th, Lopez then works a walk, but nothing since. The only inning that the Marlins did not go to second. Top of the 9th, 1-2-3 inning. Our only 1-2-3 inning in the game. And then bottom of the 9th, Conine hits a double. Great start. Did we score? Nope. No, we didn't. Sanoha flied out center. Hicks struck out swinging. A wild pitch. Conine goes to third. And Edwards grounded to third. And that's your ball game and the sweep. The final score is 6-4. Guess who was their closer? You guessed it, A.J. Puck. Where the hell was this with the long tenure with the Marlins? Where was this? So is it a Miles Stoudemire problem? I mean, I get it. He had a good relief pitching early in the Marlins season in 23, and then struggled as of late. But he was horrible with the Marlins, and he got a save against the Marlins and swept the Marlins. Unbelievable, man. Just unbelievable. Arizona's a good team, but my God. Okay, Cabrera, 6 strikeouts. Henriquez, 3 strikeouts. Baca with 5 strikeouts. So he was really good. And Fauché with 2 strikeouts. The Marlins with 16 strikeouts. Great pitching with the strikeouts, right? Problem is, Arizona has the same amount of strikeouts in the entire game. Okay? Eduardo Rodriguez with 9 strikeouts. Thompson with 2 strikeouts. Martinez with 1 strikeout. Beeks with 3 strikeouts. And A.J. Puck with 1 strikeout. All that combined is 16 strikeouts as well. So there's no one-upping the Arizona Diamondbacks, except for the hitting. But the difference is with the 2 errors with the Diamondbacks, with the 13 hits for the Marlins, and the Diamondbacks only have 5 hits, but yet they have 6 points. How does that happen? How? An error? Although the Marlins didn't have an error. Walk and home runs. I'm done talking about this. It sucks. It really does suck. Matinee game, nobody came. Just nobody showed up. How many did they show up? 8,616. Yeah. All right, man. Got swept. Next series is against the Phillies. A quick trip to the Phillies. Come back home against the Reds. And then the West Coast. All right, man. That's going to do it with this one. It sucks we got swept, but we knew it was coming. I knew it was coming. But we'll see what happens. Next one hopefully turns out better. We got Alcantara tomorrow night against Zach Wheeler. And, yeah, let's see what happens tomorrow, man. So that's going to do it. And everybody, have a good rest of the day. Later.